Peace and love. Family, it's your girl, Sixthegoddis. And keep in mind, I'm a goddess and I'm sensitive about my shift. I hope you all are doing well. I am doing amazing. And part of the reason why I am doing so good is because, as y'all know, for the past few months, I have began juicing. Juicing has saved me because I'm going to admit something to you. I am that girl where I am not particularly fond of eating cold, raw fruits and vegetables, but I do know it is essential for health and wellness. So I'm like, okay, the option of just not eating them cannot be a thing. So I realize, though I may struggle to eat them, I don't have a problem drinking them. Then came the issue of juicing. Juicing is very time consuming. You have to get the produce, get the juicer, juice the stuff. The cleanup, don't get me started on the cleanup. The cleanup is enough for me to be like, I cannot do this. Then you have to store everything. And I was like, I know I'm probably not going to do all that. Then here comes Alpha Juice trotting along. Alpha Juice does all that work for us. They deliver our juices to our front door in a silver football filled cold, fresh, organic pressed juices. Since I've been juicing, I have noticed more energy. I like to use my juices as a pre-workout in the morning before I hit the gym. It's going to help you with hydration, ladies, pH balance, and moisture. You know what I'm talking about. Releasing mucus from your body. There are so many benefits to juicing, and Alpha Juice makes it so easy for us. And we're even going to save you a few dollars, okay, by using my code SIXGOD for $5 off your order. And Alpha Juices is a Black-owned company owned by a super dope young married Black couple. So we want to support them and our health. Take my money now. Now, on a more serious note, I wanted to talk about this. And I have had so many of you hitting me up like, Six, are you going to talk about the situation with Shanquella Robinson? So let me preface this conversation by saying, rest in peace to our ancestor, Shanquella Robinson. When I heard the story about what happened to you, my dear sister, I could not sleep that night. I made the mistake of watching the video of the torture that these hoes put you through, and my heart broke into 1,000 pieces. I hope your transition was peaceful. I am praying for your family. I would not wish the feeling of seeing that happen to your baby on anybody. I'm praying for your family. I know that the ancestors have embraced you, and I know you are safe now. Now, with that being said, I wanted to wait to talk about this because just as I thought, there is so much he say, she say going on. 1 minute it's one thing, the next minute it's another thing. And I wanted to really make sure I had the information I needed before I'm speaking on about this. I want to also make sure that when we have these situations happen, that we're not turning into like puppets in a way where every like sensation of a news clip that hits the airways that we're just getting emotional right away and reacting to it. I like to take action. So during cases like this, you really have to do the first thing that needs to be done is no Black people should be going to Mexico right now. You should be canceling your trips to Mexico. We've had another group of Black people pass away there. I've been said that the myth of colored people all standing together is BS. There is no such thing. It is us as Black folks and it's everyone else. Nobody else cares. Hell, half the time we barely care. Okay. For a very long time, well, let me just finish that thought. No one should be going to Mexico right now because the truth is this: if Shanquella was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girl, there would have been an APB. They would have been out there with scuba gear and magnifying glasses, finding whatever information they needed to prosecute. Because I want you all to understand this. Places like Mexico, where tourism is a huge part of how the country makes their money, it is a thing where they have to make tourists feel comfortable. But what disgusts me about this situation is it seems as though, I shouldn't even say seems as though, I know it is though, Mexico could care less about whether Black people feel safe there or not. Had that been a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girl, the whole world would have stopped until they were arrested, extradited, or whatever else needed to happen. But what's happening here is the U.S. is like, little Black girl that died, don't care. And now they're making it seem like, oh, we're going to allow Mexico to handle it. Mexico is over there like, ma'am, we don't care either. No one cares, and they don't care because it's a young Black girl. Which leads me to the next thing. For the longest, I got so much hate and pushback when I was speaking on that girls' trips are a no-no. Okay. Back when I said despise the girls' trips, everybody acted like I was tripping. The men and women thought I was tripping. And I said, I do not understand the girls' trip. Okay. Maybe the girls' trip makes sense when you're super young, when you're like fresh out of high school. And even then, a girls' trip is like Miami, somewhere still in the United States. When it comes to leaving the country, you can never get too comfortable when it comes to leaving the country. Even though the United States is not perfect, that blue passport is powerful. Okay. A lot of the process and the procedures that we have here in the United States and other countries, they do not have it. Also, in a lot of countries, the people are so poor that the police, the justice system does not do their job, because with a few dollars, they're doing what you want. I am not here to say that the United States has the best police force and the best justice system, but I'm trying to give you guys insight on, in other countries, the condition that some of their workers are living in. You're damn skippy. You have a few hundred or a few thousand American dollars. There is no process. There is no procedure. That's the way it goes. Okay. I have a friend just came back from Nigeria. She said, when you're in Nigeria, you better make sure you have some cash on hand, because everything you go to do is they'll tell you, oh, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. And what they're really saying is, where's the money? Okay. So when you may get confused in the United States that we have certain processes, for the most part, if you off someone in the United States, for the most part, when the police come, you cannot offer them $1,000 and they sweep it under the rug. Okay. That's normally not how it's going here. In other countries, $1,000, they're like Stevie Wonder, like, what body? Okay. So do not get so caught up in the way things are run here and think that you're going to go to another country and everything is the same. It's not. So in my opinion, traveling international, especially as a Black woman, is extremely dangerous, and it's something that should not be done without male companionship, specifically your man. Okay. Now, what I'm about to discuss right here, I am not here to place blame on anybody or woulda, coulda, shoulda. I am simply here to teach the lesson. A death is only in vain if you don't take the time to learn from it. If there isn't a lesson taught from it, then it's in vain. When I said despise a girl trip, I said on girls trip, the girls are either fighting or fucking. That's the way it goes on a girls trip. And I've spoke on the less serious elements of why I don't like girls trips. And I said on a girls trip, there's always a few different things going on. It's always the one girl who wants to be a hoe on the trip. There's always that one girl that got a boyfriend and wants to cheat on the trip. There's always that one girl where the liquor starts moving and she starts eyeballing you, and somehow she's trying to get in your bed on the girls trip. Then if it's not that, it's people fighting. They're arguing about who did what, who said what. If it's not that, it's the broke friend, the one broke friend where then you can never do anything because there's one girl who's always asking, how much is it? How much is it? In my opinion, it's a disaster. I said, traveling outside the United States, going on vacation, I'm not understanding the girls trip thing. When I go on a trip, I want to be able to enjoy myself, have fun with my man. Okay. If I'm going on a trip, I don't want to drink, eat at good restaurants, have a ball, and then go back to my room and play Connect 4 until I fall asleep. I want to go back to my room with my man. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm sorry. It's not giving for me. Now, when we talk about as Black women, we already know how non-Black people view us. Okay. My best friend was murdered back in 2016, and her murderer was able to go home and then go to work the next day. And the bitch ass sheriff, John Mina, at the time of Orlando, Florida, with his hoe ass, did absolutely nothing about it. Nobody cared. It was amazing. So I have seen firsthand how I know that when it is a Black woman that passes away, they could care less. Zaddy could care less. So now you're traveling outside the United States. All right. Please do not think that international travel is just like, ha, ha, ha. I always recommend to women where if you are traveling outside the United States, whether you are single or married, to put a wedding ring on your finger. Okay. At the very least, if people see a ring on your finger, they may feel like, okay, she's married. Maybe her husband is close by. But I cannot stand to see women just so silly, like, ooh, we going to Jamaica. Ooh, we going to Mexico. Your guard is down. You jumping on whatever trip is going down. A whole group of females, you don't even know them like that. I've been told y'all, I'm 33 years old. I have 3 friends. That's it. All my friends have been vetted and tested through the mud and never folded. Okay. I would maybe consider a girls trip with them, but they on the same page as me. The girls trip, baby, I'm not having all that fun and then going home by myself. No likey, nor am I about to be laying down with some stranger I met on a trip, nor am I laying down with my homegirl, okay? So I have 3 friends that I would maybe take a girls trip, but somewhere local, okay? Be a little staycation kind of thing. But you cannot just jump on a girls trip to leave the United States with people that you just kind of cool as a woman. You know, Shanquella was there with some people that her family did not even know. When I told y'all, despise the girls trip, it wasn't in a way to be bitter and to discourage female friendships. And all y'all was like, oh, I don't trust it because she don't have no friends. What's wrong with her? No, 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 no. There's a lot more to it. When you go out of the country with your man, oh, and by the way, there is a double standard where the girls trip is a no, but the boys trip is allowed. I know how a lot of y'all women feel about the double standards. I know you hate it, but absolutely it's a double standard. The girls trip is cool. The girls trip is a no. The boys trip is fine. When you are on a vacation out the country with your man, you as the woman are having fun. I'm over here with my bathing suit and my Mai Tai, living my best life. Okay. That's when you're able to really have fun, when you're going on your trip with your man. Because while you're over here having a good time, your man is over here. He's also having a good time, but he is the head on the swivel. Like, I don't think ladies understand that. As long as a man is with us, he is never fully relaxed with his guard down. A man is always watching, looking. So I want to leave the country on a vacation with my man so that he can keep us safe, so I can have a good time and he can sit and be watching. Now, this is why men need boys trips, because they need a time where they can go on vacation, do what they want to do without having to watch your ass, without having to protect you, where they can let their hair down and not have to look after someone. Because every minute your man is with you, he is never really chilling. He is always like, if you're at home, if the scary noise come, he got to get up. You see what I'm saying? So it's a protection for you as women. So for me to see a sister so young leave the country with a bunch of people that her parents did not know like that, to find out that Shanquella had a boyfriend, if her boyfriend was present, this would not have happened. And this is not to make the boyfriend or the family feel guilty. This is a teachable lesson. Had her boyfriend been there, this would never have happened. I have never agreed with a man sending his woman on vacation without him. And when I said that, y'all said that's unhealthy. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm sorry, but when you leave the country, you are no longer property of the United States. Look at Brittany Griner right now. Okay. Leaving the country means whatever happens there, other countries, they don't investigate and have processes like we have here. So when y'all just jump on a plane and go ha ha kiki with people, it's like, okay, the age of awakening is happening. We are finally getting to that place where, unfortunately, situations like this are opening us up to the bigger problem that women have this automatic like trust and like, ooh, girls trip when it comes to other women. Then when it comes to men, you're super like on your P's and Q's. But I think women need to learn, when you have other women, you never know what they're really thinking about you. They could be secretly jealous of you. They could be plotting on you. Women are cunning and conniving. Okay. Especially, I know there was some men with them as well. But when you're talking about gay men, um, that fight, okay, and how Shanquella was on the ground and this girl was still wailing on her. Shanquella is clearly not fighting back, okay, getting body slammed. A heterosexual, straight, masculine man would never have allowed that to happen, period. A heterosexual, masculine male would have been able to step in and say, enough is enough, okay? So the lesson in this is all gender folk ain't kin folk. I was going to say all skin folk. Women, y'all need to understand. Do not educate yourself on the dangers of what men are going to do and then have this fake idea that because it's other women that you're going to be okay. That's simply not the way it works. Despise the girls' trip. Parents, do not let your daughters leave this country without you. Period. If it's my daughter is not going on a girls' trip. If she's not going with her man, she's going with us, or I'm going to hire security for her. Period. Let's stop this myth that simply because a woman is present, that somehow things are safer, because that is not at all the case. Despise the girls' trip and always know that bitches ain't shit, period. Shanquella, I wish you a peaceful ancestral realm dwelling. I know that you'll be looking over your family. Please cover your mother and father. Seeing your father and the things he says about you, I could tell he loved you so much. Looking at your mother, the pain that she's feeling, I just cannot even imagine it. So Shanquella, please continue to fly high. Ladies, please, let's not have this happen anymore. Let's start to be more realistic about all these women around you. They don't always have the best, they don't have everything in your best interest. Okay, this also shows me that these people that did this to Shanquella, do y'all think that any of them come from loving families? Absolutely not. So this is why other children not growing up with proper love is all of our business. Because even if we have our children grow up in loving families, you're still sending them out into the world with children who did not have that. And whenever that happens, it will make your child who does have a loving family a target. That's the way it's going to go. So to see the youth be able to commit an atrocity like that and then go to her parents and look them dead in the eye and lie to their face like it wasn't nothing shows a lot of what's happening, that we are creating sociopathic children. We are creating a new generation that is sociopathic. They are totally disconnected from their emotions. Everything they do is for their own benefit, and they have no problem lying and manipulating in any situation. And this is what happens when a bunch of children are raised in baby mama and baby daddy culture with the iPad. Okay. So I let this be a eye-opening experience for you ladies. When you're out the country, you have got to keep your head on a swivel. This is also why in my femininity coaching, I don't teach the whole, oh, fighting is not ladylike and handle this like a lady. I know that bitches ain't shit. I don't want to see women get caught up in the fighting is not ladylike, because I feel like Shanquella was so sweet and so feminine that like fighting was probably something that she was probably taught not to do. But every woman should know how to drag a bitch if necessary, period. I will never teach women, don't fight. It's not ladylike. You're crazy. I have seen how women will sit and plot, jump, plan. No. Don't ever be in a situation where a woman is attacking you and you are not retaliating. Every woman in her femininity should know how to knock a bitch clean out. So should she need to, period. There is no, I'm not going to fight back because I'm a girl. No, I've been teaching y'all. And remember, my femininity is to help y'all get through modern day. A lot of people that teach this stuff, they're older, they've been out the game for a long time. I teach y'all what you need to know right now. Okay. And what I will continue to say is sometimes you do need to beat a bitch ass, period. All that, that's not like forget that. Okay. You should definitely know how to shake the table if you should need to. Okay. And that's just what it is. I don't want to see situations like this happen anymore. I pray that we find out the truth, but what I know is that we'll probably never really know what truly happened. We probably won't, because they're going to lie. No one's going to tell the real truth. Everyone's going to blame the other person. So, instead of being too concerned on the truth, because we probably will never have the real story, let's just focus on preventing issues like this from happening ever again. Rest in peace, Shanquella, and y'all like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.